Hello all you Pixel people, I am Pixel and welcome to another episode of First Boot. In this episode we are going to be looking at a game called Nosgoth. Now Nosgoth, for you guys that don't know what it is effectively a third person shooter slash slasher. So it's asymmetrical, so one team, like the humans, play as people with guns, and the other team, which is vampires in this case, play as people which go around using special abilities and slicing with their claws. This is based on the same kind of lore and canon as the Legacy of Kain series, which was decent back in the day, and we haven't really seen a new iteration for quite some time. What I'm going to do before we actually start jumping into the game, as this is going to be a free-to-play game, I'd actually also like to point out that this is early access, so a lot of this stuff could change. If it changes a lot before the release, then I will delete this video and re-upload a new one with my new impressions based on the changes that they've made. But what we're going to do first is have a quick look at the settings menu, just so we can see if we've got everything that we need. So as you can see, you've got invert look, you've got your mouse sensitivity, you've got show hit damage, you've got lots of audio sliders, you can choose your output, and if you've got subtitles. On your video, this is actually using the Unreal Engine, so you've got a lot of the Unreal Engine style graphical options that you'd expect. So you can change your resolution, you can have windowed mode, borderless windowed, full screen, you can change your gamma, vertical sync, which I never use because of the input lag that it can add. We also have anti-aliasing, which I've got turned off. We've got a field of view slider, which goes all the way up to 110. I put it down to 109 just to see if it was actually working correctly, and I still didn't really come to a decent conclusion. It doesn't really feel like you're getting a decent 110 FOV. It feels more like when it's set to 110 that we're actually looking at around a 90 FOV, but that could just be me. I'm sure some people may have other opinions. When it comes to the details, I've got it on low right now, but you can go to medium, high, higher, and custom. If we go to custom, you can see that we've got these kind of options. Now, I'm actually going to turn these up for the video. I'll put them on max, but I'm going to change a few little bits and bats. So, texture detail higher, which is cool. World detail higher, which is cool. Apex cloth. Now, cloth physics in games is kind of not a new thing. It's been going around for quite a while, but Nosgoth doesn't use motion capture, it doesn't seem like anyway. It definitely feels like they are hand-done animations, so they're a little bit stiff. And in that case, it kind of seems crazy to have these stiff animations with realistic cloth, especially when it's quite a big performance hit on your graphics card. So I'm going to turn that off. The shader quality I'm going to keep high. Ambient occlusion I'll keep high. Depth of field I'm going to turn off, just because you will be shooting at some distance quite a lot as humans, and you just want to keep your vision as clear as possible. Light shafts we can keep, lens flare we'll keep, dynamic shadows we can keep, and motion blur we're going to turn off. And this is mainly because the implementation of motion blur on the Unreal Engine is pretty bad, to be honest. I really don't like it. So we're going to get rid of that. You can rebind all your keys, and you do get a gamepad, which you can actually set as a secondary for your mouse and keyboards, which is cool. I think I can anyway. Let's test this out. So numpad 8. Oh no, I cannot. Okay, so that's a shame. That is a shame. I honestly thought that I would be able to. So this is literally just gamepad, which I would obviously not recommend in a competitive game. So yeah, you got your credit. So we've got this up to higher graphics now. And like I did mention, this is going to be a free-to-play game. Right now, you can actually buy a Founders Pack to get into the beta, or you can just search around for a key. They are still quite hard to find, the keys, so I would recommend, if you wanted it, to try and actually just get the Founders Pack for £10, or I think it's about $20, and that'll get you into the game straight away. Just don't waste your blues. I think they're called runes. It's the blue currency, which is the real-world currency, because I bought the classes as soon as I actually purchased the Founders Pack, and I got my runes, and then only to find out that once I reached level 5 I unlocked the classes anyway, so I basically wasted £10 worth of currency on stuff that I didn't need to, because I didn't research it enough. And that actually gets me onto the actual the equipment and runes. We will get into the game soon. I just want to make sure that I go over all this just so you get a basic idea of how the game's running. So we'll start off with the armory. So these are your classes. So you can have, as the humans, a hunter, alchemist, or a scout, and as the vampires, reaver, tyrant, or a sentinel. And each of these are quite unique. The hunter, for instance, has got an automatic crossbow, which is He doesn't fire at an amazing rate. It's definitely not no machine gun, but it fires at a decent rate, does decentish damage. And then when we have a look at his loadout, you can see that he's got a bowler, which actually ties up the vampires for a short amount of time. In this case, it's 3.3 seconds. And yeah, you've got an explosive shot, which actually fires 3 arrows, which do 115 damage each. And it's got a radius of 400. There is fall-off damage as well, so it might, if you hit close, but not on them, you may only get 20 per hit. You never know. And you get a daily perk. This is quite cool because you get a daily perk, which means that each day this changes. And today the daily perk is increased reload speed by 15%. I've also got one which I purchased, which is run out of time now, so I can't actually use it. But this is 10% bigger clip size and ammo capacity by 20%, which is quite useful. And also reduces fall damage by 20%. Right now, the reload is probably the best one that I can get, but we'll go on to these in a minute. So you can go through the classes. You also get to get different versions of your main weapon. And according to the game developers, these are all side grades and not actually a pure increase. It's optional. It's not like you're going to get an advantage. And you can buy these with gold. It does take a long time to actually unlock these permanently with gold, but if you want to unlock them for a day, it's not too bad. But I would definitely say that there is some imbalance in the game if you don't spend money early on. You can get all the things which are going to make you powerful eventually, which is cool. I kind of suppose that's the one saving grace. But for instance, you can see this bowler here. So this has a duration, which it ties them up for 3.3 seconds. It's got a 12-second cooldown, and its damage threshold, which means it snaps after 350 damage. What we can do, though, is if we go to the store, we can come to the equipment, and we can find another bowler, which is a poison bowler. So, as you can see, the cooldown's a little bit longer. The damage over time, though, is something that the original bowler does not get, and this gets 240 over 3 seconds. So this will be doing about 220 damage from being used, where the other one does 0 damage, and it doesn't last for quite as long. I mean, it's very slight, it's half a second effectively. But as you can see, this is definitely an upgrade, and I've actually got quite a lot of coins. I've been trying not to spend them, but if I was to buy this, it says 270 gold. That's not bad. I've got 1,000, but if I want it permanently, it's 1,350, which is going to take you around 10 to 20 games to actually be able to unlock. So that is where the little bit of imbalance comes along. When we go to the vampires, instead of having a main weapon, they have a special ability. For instance, as the tyrant, which is a big tank-like creature, we are using the jump attack, which leaps high into the earth, then slams down and damaging nearby enemies. The damage is 500 on a radius of 600, and the cooldown is 12 seconds. Or you can have the default ability, which is charge. And when you do charge, it's a 12-second cooldown compared to, well, same cooldown. This does less damage, but it's more direct. You literally run into the people and you knock them back. It is easier to use. The jump attack is quite awkward, and I'll go into the reasons why the vampires don't feel as good as what I would hope they do. And again, you can have your different perks for the different characters. So right now we're using Berserker. No, right now we are using regen. So we get 20% faster regen, and it regens 20% earlier. Only the vampires have got regen. The humans have got a different way of actually healing up. Or we can have increased damage by 20% when your HP is below 33%, which is cool for getting that last shot kill. But in all honesty, like, the vampire's tactic is pretty much hit and run, so I would definitely recommend sticking with the regeneration for now. You can also buy skins. The skins are fairly expensive. I think they work out about £5 each. And it's that annoying pricing system where it's 1,600, and if I was to buy the runestones, so it's not, it's about £4 per skin, but as you can tell, I am literally 100 short of getting 2 skins with that pack, so I'd actually have to spend extra, and you get the idea. It's frustrating. But anyway, so we're actually going to get into the game. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I just wanted to make sure that you had a good idea of what the setup of the free-to-play model was like. I do think it's not balanced, but I wouldn't say it's pay to win because you can unlock everything with in-game currency. However, when you're first starting out, you do have the advantage if you spent a little bit of money at the start. So we're going to go for Team Deathmatch. We're going to go to Europe. This is basically Team Deathmatch before level 10, and then you've got your Siege, which is an objective-based mode, which nobody plays, which is a real shame because you'll see what I mean when I actually get into the game. It shouldn't take very long. Okay, we're starting the match. So I'm assuming I've joined a match in progress, which is fine, I suppose. Okay, so we're actually playing as the vampires first. I'm going to start off with the Reaver. So, as you can see, the graphics are not spectacular, but they're not bad. It does very much look like the Unreal Engine. You can tell that it's on the Unreal Engine straight away. A lot of people have been saying that it's kind of like Left 4 Dead. I mean, this is kind of like a hunter from Left 4 Dead, as in, like, I can do a pounce ability and all that kind of jazz. However, oh, getting shot at. I would definitely say it's more akin to Primal Carnage than it is to... right, let's try and get a pounce on. I messed that up, but I can get some swipes. And then we press F to use our escape ability, and we do a runner. And hopefully we'll get a lot of this HP back. These guys should be able to clean up here. Oh, no, there's a guy here. Which we are going to try and... Oh. That messed up. But we got the kill. I need health. So this is the... you execute your enemies to drain their blood to get some health back. As the vampires, you don't get all your health back as you actually regenerate over time. So it just gives you enough to be able to actually get another attack in, because you only had 1 HP. It'd be very frustrating to try and mount an attack when the enemies have got ranged. So yeah, as I was saying, it very much feels like Primal Carnage, and the reason I say that is because in Left 4 Dead, for instance, when you're actually fighting, the balance is pretty much set up. Oh, that was bad. Let's do that and escape. So I can't actually attack while I've got this on. What I was going to say, in Left 4 Dead, like, as the vampires, or the especially infected in that case, you're expected to die a fair amount. Where... Oh, I'm dead. Where... in Nosgoth, what they've actually tried to do, which I actually kind of have to applaud them for, is they've tried to actually balance the humans and the vampires, and they've balanced them pretty well, which means that literally it's a fair one-on-one fight most of the time. And in Left 4 Dead, you're expected to die pretty often as the special infected. The reason why I say this is like Primal Carnage, because that's pretty much the way that they balance the dinosaurs. Let's see if I can use my poison pot. Is that a good throw? That is a good throw. Let's do a big jump. Oh, that didn't work. Let's get out of here. So, one of the differences between the hunters from Left 4 Dead and the vampires here is... Let me just slice this guy up a little bit. And this guy, can we kill him? There we go. And we'll eat these up. One of the differences, like, in Left 4 Dead, you've got quite a lot of air control, so you can actually swipe around and curve while you're doing a pounce, and still have a little bit of control over where you're going to land. In Nosgoth, that's not really the case. You literally point down, and I'm just going to shoot up here now to show you. And I've got no control over turning or anything while I'm actually doing that. I can't even slow myself down, so I need to fully line up the attack before I actually go in, which makes things... like, well, some people would say more skill-based, but I think it's just frustrating, to be honest. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna eat this guy up. Oh, there's a guy stuck. Oh no, he's a dead body. Can I? No. So, as you can see, I'm actually doing the best on the team. The game is fairly difficult. The way to play as the vampires is definitely to do hit and run tactics. You don't want to be going in all willy-nilly and trying to play aggressively. Even though you are the vampires and you've got like all these cool abilities and you feel strong, you've got regenerating health, you are very, very weak. Oh, did I get him? I got him. That was pretty epic. Let's escape. They'll get the kills. Can I, Yep. So hit and run tactics all the way. I will try, if I die, to show you a different class. I may do 2 games. They are quite long, so this could be a long video, but the game's quite complicated, so I'd like to try and show you as much as physically possible. As you can tell, the tactic is pretty much go up high and scout out the area. So I see they're there. Chuck over the poison bomb. Hopefully get a decentish shot on that. But no, that was pretty... Oh no, I'm getting some hits. Right, missed, doesn't matter. Use my invulnerability. The invulnerability that I'm using now is only invulnerable versus standard attacks. Okay, that was foolish. Oh, and that was pretty gory. But at least I can now change. Oh, I took too long. So yeah, I'm still doing okay. I mean, I'm about to lose first place, but it is kind of hard to commentate at the same time as actually play this kind of game. But we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Okay. Okay, let's just swipe him to death. Okay. Let's pick this guy up. We can actually drag them to safety before we actually execute them, which allows us to actually not get destroyed while trying to do that. Alright, so this guy there, let's poison. Now, is there anybody else here? You know, the humans normally will bunch... Ouch. Will bunch up together, so you do need to be a little bit careful. Because as strong as you are as the vampires, you will die if you go anywhere close to even a couple of them. Okay, I sense a good throw. Okay, and the FPS does drop a little bit. I don't believe that the game is that optimized, unfortunately. But, oh, actually, that guy can have it. That guy can have it. You can cancel out. Always, like, look at the top left where you can actually see your teammates. The more red they've got, the less health they've got. And then you can decide if you want to do the execute for the points or if you want to actually try and help them. That was a bad idea. And victory. Okay, so round 1, we kind of smashed. I did come top. I got the most damage, the most kills, the fewest deaths, and the most assists. Which means I did pretty okay, but I didn't get to show you many of the other classes, so I may just do another one. I'm going to start off as the humans by playing as the scout, which is effectively the sniper. And I'm actually going to turn this to the volley, because this is definitely, without a doubt, the best skill to be using. So the humans start off together, the vampires start off spread out. But really, what we want to do is just find a decent position to hold out, so we can actually try and get some long-range snipes at the start. So I just saw a guy go up here. Oh. Now, where are these guys going? Okay. Okay, I'm dead. I am so dead. Can we get a kill? We got a kill at least. So, a lot of the vampires have got a lot of AoE, which I should have really used my AoE there, but I decided not to because I was on so low HP. I knew that I would have killed myself.
These vampires are dead already.
But when we respawn, we'll respawn pretty close to each other as well. I mean, it's tied up now. One thing that I would say about the humans is it kind of feels a shame that you've only got the one primary weapon and no secondary, because as strong as your primary weapon is, the ammo count seems to be the issue. So what will happen often is you'll use up all your ammo while shooting at somebody, go for the reload, and you'll die while reloading, which it just ends up feeling frustrating, and it's not necessarily needed. The weapons, on the other hand, are very, very accurate. Okay. Let's shut that down. Okay. So we're getting these kills done. Now, this is where we actually heal as humans. We have to find... I believe there's one here. Yeah, there's one down there. And there's one here. You find these little ammo stations, and they will refill your health and your ammo. You've got quite a lot of ammo, so it's not really a massive priority to keep refilling your ammo, but you do have to be careful with your health, because you do not regen. Okay. Because your weapon is so accurate, just always take a shot when you can get it. Shut that down. And that's going to be me dead. Dang it. I'm not doing too well. But the humans are quite frustrating. We'll try a different class. We'll go for the Alchemist, which is... I can't use that. That's why I can't spawn. Which has a sticky grenade launcher this time, but there is other grenade launchers which you can get. Obviously, you can change all your weapons. And I've got a flashbang, which blinds the enemy, which is pretty useless. Or if I had the money to upgrade... Oh. I could do more. Because there's a flashbang which actually does damage, but it doesn't blind them, which is, in my opinion, the better weapon. We have to be careful. This team doesn't seem to be wanting to stick together. Maybe this guy is AFK. I think that's what it is. Okay, so blind the guy. And then just throw the fire down because we're going to die anyway. And yeah, we're still winning. I mean, the scores are actually taken from the first round to the second round, so the difference between the actual points overall is the winner. Which means that because we won by a fair margin, I think if we get to 15 kills, we've already won. I mean, so that is not too much of a concern. Okay, what have we got here? It's hard to get the kills as the Alchemist, unfortunately, because there is a delay from when the explosion goes off. And I've got really no like accurate long range, so it's not like I can snipe off from a long distance either. But it's really good in clusterfuck situations. And if you can predict fire, just using where you... Oh, wow. Stay out of that. So there's another enemy around somewhere. Oh, there we go. Let's blind that guy. Oh, no. So I could really do with actually finding a health station, which there is one over here, but... Oh, no, there's one here. That's cool. Always keep your back. Oh, they're up here. Oh. Dang it. The smoke bomb is basically like a flashbang. You walk through it and... Oh, the guy's not good. No! Okay, so this... I really should have taken the hunter. I think we've already won, though. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. I really need to try and run for some... for the equipment locker, basically. When it comes to the visual assets, I do think that the textures are really quite good. I think the game looks okay. I mean, it's not pretty. I don't believe that the performance hits from certain effects are really worth it. I just think that's an Unreal Engine problem, though, unfortunately. It just seems to be more and more prevalent nowadays. So, that's a lot of damage, but no, I didn't really do anything. So let's change up to the Hunter for now. I'm just using the basic repeater. And this class is like really a very strong class because of its accuracy at range and the fact that it just literally like one-shots things. Well, not one-shots things, but I mean like you just get to get the pick off on so many different enemies. Okay, so we need to avoid that. That's gonna hurt. And then we can... No. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, bugger. And if you hear them, dodge. And we're just going for constant pickoffs here. There we go. So we're really just waiting for the round to end right now. We've kind of got this smashed, and I'd just like to give you my opinions on how I feel that the game is. First off, I think it's got a lot of potential, but I do think that the developers have made some grave errors in judgment, such as the overall feel of the game, little mistakes that they've made, which kind of make me sad. It's by no means awful, but the game doesn't feel particularly skill-based, unfortunately. It does feel pretty spammy. It almost feels like an MMO combat in a third-person shooter. Oh, I should have used the bowler. Never mind. So they pick you up and they drop you from a height and... Ow! Sit down! Okay, I just need to go back over here. The vampires don't really have a way to find the humans very easily, so you do get your opportunities to do quick runs around and... Okay. Ouch. Ouch. I mean, I'm doing a decent amount of damage. I'm not playing so well as the humans, unfortunately. And that's mainly because I'm playing around with a lot of different classes. You will find that if you actually play properly, you'll pretty much stomp up as the humans if you stick as a team. So let's try and just get the last 2 points. And we'll end this. 1. Okay. You can have that there. Oh, come on, die. Oh, you sneaky little geezer. There we go. But we won anyway. And that was pretty bad from me, to be honest. But I think I managed to show off kind of what the game is all about, which is really what I was intending to do. I'm not going to play another game, but I will do another video on Nosgoth because I am enjoying it. There are quite a few issues. I do think it's worth that you go out and play the game. If you can get hold of a free beta key, which is even better, that's cool. But if not, then I don't think it's overpriced for what it is. I do worry about the longevity of the game, but overall, I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's just, it feels a little bit clunky in some areas where I kind of wish that they could have followed more the Left 4 Dead route. And my biggest frustration has got to be the game modes. Team Deathmatch is just not a very interesting mode. I would have really liked to see some more objective-based play, such as even a capture the flag. In fact, what I would really love to have seen is the ability to play vampires and humans versus vampires and humans, where you can actually choose any class on each team. That would have been kind of unique and interesting, because the one human on his own is going to get his ass kicked by the vampires. But then if there's all humans and one vampire on the other team, you also get the abilities that the vampire has, such as the ability to move people on by using a smoke bomb or a poison cloud. Overall, like I said, I am enjoying it. It is something very different. I will be doing a more in-depth video soon because there's just so much stuff I want to talk about when it comes to Nosgoth. It's kind of a hard game to give a first impressions of. But I did want to basically show off the game a little bit, and I think that I've done that. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to slap that subscribe button for some more PC gaming goodness. And as always, like the video if you like the video. I'm Pixel. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye-bye.